Hello, everyone. Hi, Annie. How are you?
Hi, Ab. It's so good to see you. It has been years and eons and
eternity.
Millenniums.
Truly, an eternity. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you, my friend?
You know what? I'm really good. It's really nice to be here. Good to be in a routine, except I just realized that next Wednesday I have the Jonas Brothers concert.
And I'm away.
And you're away?
Okay.
Oh, we knew that, though.
Yeah.
I knew that, actually, now that you say that.
But that's okay. We'll do this one, and then we come back in 2 weeks.
And you know what? I'm trying so hard, and I almost had him today. I'm trying so hard to convince my husband to come on the pod for an episode, and he is staunchly team no. He just won't do it.
What is his deal?
You know what?
Such a buzzkill.
No, he's a hater of the pod.
He really is. And that's upsetting.
Fine. No, it's like at the end of the day, I think, so you are traveling a lot in the month of September and October, which is totally fine. I would love to get Rob on. I think we have to get Rob on the pod. So if anybody is interested, if you know anybody interested in co-hosting in September and October, we have some availability. So shoot us a little DM, send us an email. And let's chat.
Rob's been missing the spotlight, so he'll come on.
That is true.
The man, he tries to act all coy and shy.
But he loves a moment.
Sure does.
He sure does. And I love that about him.
There's only one of us that can be the center of attention, and it's not him, so...
That is so true.
But you guys will do well together.
Well, see, that's why it's nice with me and my husband. He doesn't want the spotlight. He doesn't want it at all.
He sure doesn't.
And I want it all. I want it all. Got it.
She just did... Ashley Tisdale just did that on her Instagram.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it was so good.
People say, I've never tried anything from her skincare line, but people say it's really good.
I believe that because she's a good person.
And I guess she has a really good dupe for the Sol de Janeiro spray that all the kids use.
I don't know what that is.
You're like, I don't know a single word that just came out of your mouth.
No. There's
a really good dupe. It's this spray. It's called Sol de Janeiro something. It's they're the same people who make the Bum Bum cream.
Okay.
And it's that beautiful smell that everybody loves. It's like Brazil nut, whatever. Okay. I get the Trader Joe's dupe that I love.
Same.
But people say that Ashley Tisdale's dupe is very good as well.
Oh. It's like a body mist?
Yeah, it's like a body mist.
Okay.
Yes.
So what we used to get when we were kids.
Yes, from Bath & Body Works.
Yes, okay.
What was your signature scent?
I think I used my brother's deodorant, to be honest with you. I wasn't like that.
That sounds accurate.
Yeah. But I went to middle school with this girl and she wore, I want to say it was called Fantasy or something.
From Victoria's Secret?
Very vanilla smell. And
you can still smell it.
Burned into my nostrils. Yeah. And I loved the way she smelled. That's just not my vibe. No. I prefer a cologne-y smell.
Yeah, yes.
That's just me.
Yeah. My sister was a sweet pea girl. So, and now anytime I smell sweet pea, I'm like, oh my God, it smells like my sister.
Yeah.
But there was one that I liked. It was called Celebration or something from Bath & Body Works. And it was a little body spray. It was really nice. It was very floral.
Yeah.
Mixed with a little coconutty. It was nice. I used to wear it at summer camp and stuff because everybody was kind of dirty there.
Oh my God. I think I drove by your camp. Can I say the name of it?
Yeah, of course.
Camp Farley?
Yeah, in Mashpee.
Yeah. So I drove by. I was babysitting for a wedding. This was a couple weeks ago. And I was driving to the Airbnb where she was getting ready. And I drove by and I was like, holy shit, I think that's where Happy worked.
I worked there. So I don't know if I've ever talked about this on the pod. I probably have because it's such a huge part of my life. But I definitely talked about it with Mike. I was a camp girl. I worked and went to a camp I spent 10 summers there.
That's so crazy.
And it's crazy because you know me, I am homebody extraordinaire.
For sure.
I love my bed. I only love my bed and my mama. I'm sorry.
So true.
And one summer I had spent 3 weeks on the vineyard with my family, luxe vacation, gorgeous times. And at the end of the 3 weeks, my parents were like, okay, you're going off to summer camp now. And I was like, all right, whatever. I was going with one of our friends at the time, who I'll tell you after. And my parents were like, all right, you're going to summer camp after this gorgeous luxe vacation. We flew home from this vacation on a helicopter.
Oh.
From the vineyard. And literally, I'll never forget, the guy who was flying us was like, see that pile that looks like a big pile of crap down there? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, that's where you're going to camp. And he was like,
dying.
He was like, that's all the horse poop from where you're going to camp.
Perfect.
And I was really scared. And I got there and I had the time
oh my God, you loved
of my life. I loved it. And I love it so much. I think about it all the time. I just said to my husband the other day, so it's really funny you brought this up, because anytime we drive past the exit, if you're going down Cape Cod or heading home from Cape Cod, it's exit 2. And I always, well, it's the new exit, whatever, the old exit 2, which they never should have fucking changed those.
We don't believe in those numbers.
Ugh, don't even get me. It's so stupid. They never should have fucking done that.
No, I have a huge bone to pick with MassDOT.
What was the point of that?
What's the point?
64?
Grow up.
Who knows what that
Literally
means?
grow up.
I just get so pissed off about that.
Grow up.
So yeah, if I ever see them, it's on
these
site.
exit numbers.
It's on site, MassDOT.
I'm in my villain era against MassDOT.
I'm adding them to my list of enemies.
No,
We need
truly.
to start keeping a list of enemies of this podcast, and like MassDOT is like
Is number one. Is numero uno.
Anyway, so when they changed it, whatever, it was the old exit 2. Now it's like exit 67, whatever the fuck it is.
Stupid.
And I was driving past it the other day, and I said to my husband, I was like, people always say nostalgia is a hell of a drug.
It really is.
And there is nothing more nostalgic. Like in these weeks of summer when I know camp would be winding down, like would be getting ready for the end of the summer, I always say, I'm like, there is nothing that I miss on this planet or that I feel more nostalgic for than those like glory days of summer camp when it was
weeks.
Nothing
Last days,
mattered.
yeah.
Like you could do whatever you want. You could be so dirty and nobody cared. It was just, oh my God, there was nothing like it. And you were making, like we did the math at one time and it's like pennies on the fucking dollar.
Oh my God, of course.
I was an archery instructor, by the way. I don't know if anybody knows that about me.
Okay, Katniss.
Yeah, I was
What?
giving Katniss like before it was cool.
Wow.
Oh yeah, I had to go to like a 3-day training like to learn
Can
how.
you still do it?
Oh yeah. But it's hard because I'm a lefty, so it's hard
I
for me to
always forget
teach.
that about you.
Well, I write with my right hand. The nuns made me switch, but it's hard. That's a true story. The nuns made me switch when I was like writing.
Another enemy.
Enemy. The nuns. So I was a lefty, so I would do the whole spiel, and I would teach the kids how to arch. And my first summer as a counselor, I was just the archery assistant. And then the second summer, I was the sole archery instructor. And I was like one of the first girl archery instructors in like a wicked long time. It was monumental.
I love when you're like, you and I have been friends for so long and I just love learning new things. You know what I mean? I'm like, how didn't I know that? Like, that is so crazy.
And you're like, how didn't I know that she legitimately taught archery?
Yeah,
it's just a fun fact about me.
I love that. And you say you're not an athlete. That's an athlete.
Thank you so much.
That shit is hard.
If I ever got pulled into the Hunger Games, I would arch.
No,
because
and you would crush.
That's all I would know how to do.
I would like climb up a tree and be like, I'm good.
You'd
you
be
guys,
good at that. No, you would run. You could like outrun anybody.
Yeah, but
those were the days. So I'm glad that you brought that up because it's a beautiful camp. And it was 4-H, which at the time meant nothing to me, but now I'm a big believer in 4-H. I pledge my head to clearer thinking, my heart to greater loyalty, my hands to larger service, and my health to better living for my camp, my community, my country, and my world.
Amen.
And when I say things like that to my husband, he goes, "And you don't think you were in a cult?"
No, that's giving. It's giving.
And I was like, "Yeah, no." But
I think they were honestly training you for the Hunger Games.
Yeah, for sure. And it was like every morning. No, but 4-H is like big, just obviously not around here because this is not a 4-H.
It's giving South.
Yeah, it's giving the South for sure. But it's like, I guess it's a pretty good. I guess 4-H is like good. Like
okay.
People say, I'm just moving. I'm just taking this microphone with me. People say 4-H is like pretty good. I'll have to look it up, like the ethical roots of it. But people say it's pretty good. And like every morning you would say the pledge and you pledge your head to clear thinking. And then they would say like, okay, today is heart day. Like, how is everybody going to use their heart today?
Okay.
And the kids would be like, I'm going to use my heart I'm going to go to the barnyard today. And they'd be like, that's awesome, man. Congrats. Like, and I had a friend, Danielle, who her and I were like besties all through camp. And we would raise our hands together every morning and they would always reluctantly call on us. And we would say, we're going to use our hearts to be best friends.
Oh.
Yeah. And then at the end of the day.
Are you still friends with her?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
good.
I still talk to her.
Good.
Yeah. And then at the end of the day, they say, like at dinner time when you're at the flagpole, they say,
of course, at the flagpole.
At the flagpole, of course. Here's the thing. It was like very quintessential camp vibes.
Yeah.
Like it was giving like,
yes,
it was giving like bug juice. It was giving all those vibes.
I'm like heavyweights.
Yes, it was just like heavyweights. Honestly, it really was. Aside from the fat camp part, it was just like that.
The blob. If I could, I
can't believe you weren't a summer girl. A summer camp girl. You would have been.
I was a rec rat.
You
know that about me.
That's true. I know.
I just found a picture. I won the
Pepsi Hot Shots Challenge.
No, it was the knockout.
Oh, of course.
And there's a picture of me and Pat Gould, who.
Oh yeah, I work with him.
And we look like infants. I'm not kidding.
Sure.
Like we are the smallest people. I
Stop.
think I was 4'4".
I have to see it.
I think I was literally 4'4".
Yeah.
I was so
You were, yeah.
I was so small.
Yeah, you were a tiny girl.
I was. I mean, I'm not big now,
I remember
but
one of your AIM like icons used to always say, "I'm not short, I'm fun sized," and I'll never forget that. That and you had one that said, "I dip my fries in my frosty."
yeah, and I still do. And what of it?
And what are you gonna do about it?
And what are you gonna do about it?
Wow, I'm so glad you brought that up. Yeah, 4-H.
How's everything else been with you?
Honestly, good. I've been just grinding away.
Love.
Couple more weeks left of summer. I'm doing a course for the last 2 weeks of summer. So I'll go in and like fix up my classroom during those weeks and
Love
do all
it.
that stuff. And then we're back to school, baby. But you know what? I don't mind. I do kind of miss a routine.
Yeah.
You kind of get to a point where you're like, okay, I can only do so much. But my goal for the month of August, which if you follow me on Instagram, you will have seen, my goal for the month of August is to touch the ocean every day.
I'm very proud of this. This like warms my heart.
Thank you. Because I feel like I live steps away from the beach. So do you.
Yeah.
And I feel like I don't take nearly enough advantage of that.
It's the best thing in the
And
entire world.
I think of all these people who live in landlocked states.
Could never be me.
And it's like, what a nightmare.
What a nightmare.
I had, when I did the Disney college program, one
Yeah.
of my roommates, when she moved in, she was like, I've never seen the ocean before. And I was like, what?
Baby girl.
I
Baby
couldn't believe it.
girl.
I was like, there are people that have never seen the ocean.
I know. That was one of the contestants on American Idol. This was like early seasons. I can't remember who it was. He was like a real Southern guy. I don't know, one of those
Bo
states.
Bice.
Was it? I don't know. I do remember that name though. But it was after he had got into like Hollywood Week or whatever, and they took him to the ocean. And it's a video of him sprinting into the ocean in his jeans, and it like is
I would've
ingrained in
cried.
my memory
Stop.
forever.
Oh my
It
God.
was so sweet.
No, there's just nothing like the
I
ocean.
love that.
And you and
there's
I
nothing.
always say that.
There's nothing like it.
So it's been good. Like some days it's just dipping my toe in.
Yeah.
But it's better than nothing.
Better than nothing.
And it's been beautiful.
Love that for you.
It's been really good, honestly. I like it a lot. What about you? You had your 10-year high school reunion.
Just gonna tell you, I had my 10-year reunion last weekend, and it was an absolute ball.
Was it everything you wanted and more?
It was, first of all, I have so much respect for our class president, Melissa, who planned this whole thing. Like, it is so much work, and I don't think people realize like how much really goes into shit like this. And she just absolutely crushed it. It was at Adams Inn, but it was at the gazebo.
Beautiful spot, by the way.
Stunning.
Gorgeous.
Everything should be at that gazebo.
That's a great choice.
Literally the best. So
We had my sister's baby shower in the tent there, and it was so nice.
And it was perfect because so you'd walk like on that boardwalk. So then you could like see everybody walking in like they were on a catwalk or something. And then she hired a DJ. So he's playing all music from
perfect.
2009 to
Right.
2013. The jams.
What more could you want?
The absolute jams. I had to tell him to play more Akon at one point though, but that's okay. We were
so
boys.
true.
But it was just like, it was so good to see people that I have. I mean, I'm still really good friends with a lot of people I went to high school with. I'm very lucky, but there were people I haven't seen literally since we graduated.
Yeah.
Like,
See, that's really nice.
this kid I had classes with, like basically almost every class my senior year. He brought his now wife and they live in Milan. And I'm like, this is
What?
just so crazy.
Milan?
Like, I don't know, but it was just, everyone was in the best mood. Everyone was dancing. It wrapped up at 10:30. So we went to the Irish afterwards. And like, it was a ball. It really was a 10 out of 10 experience.
That's really fun.
It was great.
But I felt like a lot of our friends weren't there because there was a wedding the same night.
There was a wedding. And I felt bad because our class president, Melissa, was like, oh my God, I never would have planned it if I knew. And I'm like, you can't.
Yeah, but you could never please.
There's always
No.
something.
Yeah, of course.
And I get like people do it around Thanksgiving, but I'm like, that's also a hard time because like.
Right, because if you're not from here and then you have to travel up,
It's
then you're
too
paying
much.
like an arm and a leg
It's too
for it.
much.
Yeah, that's
and
crazy.
like everybody's better looking in the summer. So
So true.
let's bring that group average.
You want to really stunt like on them during that season.
Truly. But it was a great time. And now I have Sam's wedding this weekend, which I'm so excited.
Oh my God, I can't believe that's already. That's so
I know.
crazy.
And then
Is
I'm
that
going
Saturday?
Saturday. And then I'm going down the Cape with my family for a week. And I'm so excited.
That's what I was trying to think of. I was like, why am I not going to the Jonas Brothers with Annie? But that's why I remembered that then it was your vacation
I
week.
know. But you're going to have a ball.
I'm so excited. I'm going with our friend Jenny. It'll be really fun.
Oh,
We're going to have a
that.
blast.
They're you and I saw them together. Did we see them together twice?
I think we may have. Yeah.
And they're just unbelievable.
They're so
I'm
good.
so glad we got to see Happiness Begins, that tour, because that's like so special to me.
Me too. And that was like right before COVID.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's crazy.
That was like
to
a
think
couple
about.
weeks before everything shut down for COVID. And right? It was like February, wasn't it?
I feel like one of them was in November, but I might be making that up. I don't know.
Maybe it was. But I don't know. But either way, that was one of the last concerts I went to before COVID. And because it was, oh my God, it was so good.
It was so much fun.
And we were just like right there.
We were in the pit, obviously following Kevin because I'm a Kevin stan.
He's such an angel.
I hate people that get forgotten. And don't forget my Kevin. He's the sweetest boy.
I'll send you a nice picture of Kevin.
Yes, please do.
But they're allegedly playing like songs from all 5 of their albums.
Yeah,
which
I thought that's the whole point, right?
Yeah. I was hoping they would play the whole album, but they're obviously not going to have time.
I love that album.
No, I know. It's so good. I actually, no, that one's one of my favorites. I owe you an apology because the first time I listened to it, I didn't listen to it all the way through. And I was like, it's kind of choppy. Like, I was like, I don't really know how I feel about it. And then I listened to it the whole way through and I was like, I actually owe Annie an apology because this is a very good album.
Just bangers. It's like
Summer
happy,
Baby, like
literally just feel good, celebrate.
Yep.
I would play Celebrate every single morning when I woke up and never be in a bad mood.
No, it's so good.
It's so good. And I just love them. I love them.
Me too.
And I love that they're like talking about like how shitty their relationship was with one another. I don't know. It's a good album.
It's a really good album. So I'm excited.
They put on a hell of a show. So I'm very excited for you.
They really do put on a hell of a show.
I went to see Beyonce.
Oh yeah, tell us about it.
So I went to see Posty. I don't know if we had no. So I went to see Posty. He was so good, but it was before the new album came out. So we kind of were like, what the hell do we expect? Yeah. But he plays the hits. Like he plays Beer Bongs and Bentleys.
Of course.
That album. He plays Feelin' Whitney. He plays Congratulations. He plays I Fall Apart. Like he's just, and he looks so good. He's laying off the sodas.
I'm so happy for him. That's so good though.
I'm very happy.
I was worried about him for a little while.
I know, but I think he's real. I think he kept saying like, I want to be alive a long time for my kid. And I think that's just like so special. I love him so much. And then I actually went, so Beyonce was on a Tuesday at Gillette and I was like kind of putzing around with it. I knew I was going to go, but I was like, okay, I'm going to try to wait till it gets closer. Maybe prices will drop a little bit. And none of our friends are like huge Beyonce fans. And it was a Tuesday and I was like, so I went alone.
You did?
I went alone.
Oh my God, Annie.
I bought a ticket at like, I don't know, maybe 2:00 in the afternoon. And I was section 205, which I'm like kind of a ticket snob now. Like I usually will sit and lower. I was very lucky when I worked at the radio station. I would get, pit seats and shit like that. But they were awesome because I could see everything. Yeah. So her visuals on the LED screen were unbelievable.
Oh my God, I've seen videos. It looks amazing.
It's unbelievable. And then she had a big circular stage with a catwalk in the middle. And it was, I don't know, I'm glad I was kind of removed a little bit. I wasn't in nosebleeds. I was in the second row in that section. And it was just, she is just the greatest entertainer of our time.
Yeah, she does. She puts on such a good show.
And I know, even if you are not a quote unquote fan of her music, whatever, if you go see her live and you don't have a new appreciation for her, like I just think you're lying to yourself.
I totally agree with you because I felt the same way after I saw, I forget which tour it was. I've seen, this was the first Beyonce show at Gillette that I actually didn't go to.
She's so unbelievable.
And she just puts on such a good show.
Honestly, I loved going alone too. Like I just didn't have to.
And tell me more about that. Like that was so ballsy of you. First of all, how much did you pay for the ticket?
$200.
Oh, is that bad?
Not bad at all.
No.
Especially like
for what they were going for.
I know. Club Renaissance tickets, which is like in that pit, were like inside the circle were like $9.85. And I was like, if I was rich, I would fucking swipe that credit card so fast.
No, that's what, the next time I go see Harry Styles, I will be in the pit. I do not care. I don't care. Like I've seen him so many times now.
I know.
I've never done the pit. I want to do it.
The only thing I will say about the pit is, if you're small, you can't see.
I know. It's going to be tough. I'm going to have to wear my highest platform sneakers.
And you're going to have to like get up front with the little teeny boppers.
Yeah.
And that's totally cool.
That's fine.
I just like don't have that in me with them. Because like I'm not fighting a 14-year-old to get up, you know? No. And they like wait out all night and shit. But yeah, so I don't know. I like doing things alone.
You're an alone kind of like you're good like that.
I like doing that shit. Yeah. And I like can talk to anybody. I don't like feel awkward in settings like that. So I bought a ticket and
Did you drive?
I worked the rest of the day. I drove down. I parked in like the first lot on Route 1. I walked like a mile into the stadium. I got a Mick Ultra and cashews and I sat in my seat and I ate them before she went on. And then she played till 11:30.
Really?
Oh
my God, she must have had to pay a crazy ass fine.
Yeah, she's like, fuck your fees. I'm Beyonce.
Right.
She went on at 8:50. Like, it's not like she went on late.
Yeah.
You know, like people were expecting like 8:45 to 9.
Right.
And she just absolutely crushes. But I think like some technical things happen. Like there's a point in the show where she's on this like mechanical, it's like a mechanical car kind of, and it wouldn't go back up the ramp.
Oh, really?
But I was like, oh, maybe that's just part of the show. But then I saw a TikTok afterwards that it like wasn't.
Yeah.
So maybe that pushed her back a little bit. But
you got to see Blue Ivy.
Oh my God, she was iconic.
Angel.
Iconic. Like having the confidence to do that as a child that young.
I know.
Is insane.
It's so crazy.
She was unbelievable. But yeah, I cannot say enough about it. And I just love her so much. And I wish her nothing but the best.
And speaking of feminism.
Yes.
Let's talk about Barbie.
Oh my God, we must.
When you said you went to Beyonce alone, I almost went to go see Barbie alone because I couldn't find anybody to go with me. I was like, why does nobody want to see this movie with me? Like,
it's so good.
My husband was like, I want to see Oppenheimer first. And I was like, okay, whatever, nerd.
Loser.
Like,
what a man.
Such a dude. But no, he was like, I will go see Barbie, but I do want to see Oppenheimer first. So I was like, okay, that's fine. But so a bunch of my friends were going for one of my friend Grace's birthday. And she was like, oh my God, come. So I was like, okay. So we went. I got my large popcorn.
Hell yeah.
I got my bunch of crunch, which is an elite movie theater snack, by the way, because it's like you get the salty ass popcorn. Ugh. Then you get a nice little bite of the bunch of crunch, the chocolate, the crunchy. Oh,
we're mixing it all in.
Oh, yeah, so good. And then just a big fat Coke. And it was so good. And then you know what? I went in not knowing what to expect. I didn't read any spoilers. I didn't watch any TikToks. I didn't do anything. And I sat down and I laughed for the first hour and a half and I cried for the last half hour.
We had the same exact experience.
Oh my God. It was so fucking good. I can't get over it. It was.
I can't stop talking about it.
Me too.
It's like, what's her name in Mean Girls when she's like, I can hear people getting
sick of me.
Like we'll be out and I'm in a conversation and Rob's like, are you talking about it again? I'm like, I can't stop.
And you're like, and speaking of the color pink, have you seen Barbie?
It blew my expectations out of the water. It really
did. Greta Gerwig is a genius.
Is an icon.
And I hate hearing all of this stupid slander on the internet, like being like, this movie's anti-man. Like if you actually watched the movie, like you would know that it's just not anti-man.
And it's just not.
It's just not at all.
I'm like, it's not about you.
No, it's not about you. That's what I can't get over. So take a fucking
back seat for once in your life.
I totally agree with you.
I haven't had that much fun in a movie in a very, very long time.
Big agree. Kate McKinnon stole the show. I thought she was so funny.
I mean, Ryan Gosling to me.
Okay, so people kept saying like, I think you and I both said this when we first found out it was him cast. I was like, I don't know, man. He's a little old. Like, it doesn't really jive for me.
And he's just like so likable and so, I don't know. Like, you almost want Ken to be a douche.
Yes. And then when you see him in the role, you're like, oh my God, he's perfect. He was everybody in that movie was so perfectly cast.
It was unbelievable.
And that's one of my biggest compliments of the movie because it's hard to do that. I feel like we've been pretty harsh with like people casting whatever, like especially like Daisy Jones in The Six. We were like, okay, like Sam Claflin was severely miscast in this.
Not great.
But there was nobody
in Barbie
that was miscast.
Helen Mirren being the narrator too.
Oh my God, so good.
It was... the
mom from Matilda being the little granny.
It was so good.
It really was.
And I want people to experience it because I feel like I can, like my mom was like, you brought Rob to see it. And I'm like, it's not about the toy. Like it
has nothing to do with that.
No. And I'm like, every woman should go see this. Everyone should go see this movie.
I have to go back and see it with my mom because I know like my mom would love it.
Oh, that's what I mean. And I know my mom would too, but she like can't.
No,
she doesn't have a good understanding of it. I'm like, it is so empowering. It is so beautiful.
I walked out being like, I could do anything right now.
100%. I bawled my eyes out.
Me too. I was just like sobbing at the end.
But I laughed, like, was belly laughing.
No, there was one line that had me laughing for like 25 minutes. Kate McKinnon looks at Barbie and she goes, Barb, you know what's a real fork in my soup? And for I don't know what, just the way she said it, I was laughing for like 10 minutes. Fork in my soup. Could not stop laughing. Justin, did you see it?
Oh, Justin, you gotta go.
I told Melissa, I actually suggested we did a full movie day.
Oh, a Barbenheimer?
And Oppenheimer.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All at once, but I think that's too much movie.
Oppenheimer's too long.
Oppenheimer's 3 hours.
I don't have the attention span.
Well, and it's funny because everyone on Twitter was like, oh, how is Barbie beating out Oppenheimer? It's like, Oppenheimer's a 3-hour film about one of the worst, most horrific things in American history. Barbie's a fun, upbeat, empowering movie. Of course, and it's an hour and a half.
Barbie did outsell, right?
Oh my God, by fucking like eons.
Really?
Yes.
And I saw that Greta Gerwig was like the first female director to ever pass $1 billion.
Which is so dope.
Which is badass. I saw her tweet that, and I loved it. And I think I might have even retweeted it, but it said, you know, Greta Gerwig has been reigniting flames from my childhood, first with Little Women, now with Barbie. The next one I need her to do, Nancy Drew. And I totally agree. God. That would be so good.
Imagine if she did Junie B. Jones. I don't know how you make a Junie B. Jones movie.
No, that one would be so good. No,
I would.
Or Amelia Bedelia.
I would fight a child.
Junie B. Jones was one of my.
I was a Junie B. Jones.
Me too.
Crawl.
Junie B. Jones and the Beast B just stands for Beatrice, but I just like B. That's all. That's what she used to always say. But I just like B. That's all.
I'm so glad I got to see it and like experience it in a movie theater.
Me too.
Because I know some people just aren't movie theater people.
I usually am not a movie theater person, but I was like, I have to see this in the movies.
That is a movie that is worth your hard-earned dollars to
really
see
is.
in a movie
I totally
theater.
agree.
It was so good.
If you are, it's going to rain once in the next week or so, go see Barbie.
Did you dress up?
No.
I didn't either.
I prefer to be a little comfy in the movie theater.
The girl next to me, no shade to her, loved her outfit. But I was like, you're in heels and a mini skirt. And I just...
On this pleather?
She looked gorgeous. But I was like, are you uncomfortable? And it's chilly in here.
One thing about me is when I'm going to the movies, I want to look like the biggest slob possible.
100%.
Because it's like, I want to sit there and not worry once about, I just want to enjoy the movie.
I want to feel like I'm on my couch.
When I went to see Don't Worry Darling, which is the first movie I've seen in theaters, literally probably since like 2016.
Didn't I see you there? Wasn't I coming out and you were coming in?
Maybe. Yeah, actually, I think you're right. And I was literally wearing didn't realize it till I like got halfway there in the car. Head to toe grey outfit. Didn't care.
Iconic.
Including my Birkenstock clogs.
Beautiful.
Gray. I was like, okay, I look insane. But I had to enjoy the movie.
Had to.
And you know what? Justice for Don't Worry Darling. But that's another story for another day.
That's a whole other can of worms.
We don't have time.
Please go see Barbie.
Right, but definitely go see Barbie. It was literally, it was so good. And I know I just mentioned the miscasting of Sam Claflin and Daisy Jones and the Six, and we're already into the topics in case you didn't get there. We just like segged kind of naturally.
Yeah, of course.
But Riley Keough did an article for Vanity Fair. I didn't see it, but Annie texted me and was like, you have to read this Riley Keough profile in Vanity Fair. Wow.
It was unbelievable. So Riley Keough was Daisy Jones and Daisy Jones and the Six. And her life is so tragically fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
I knew nothing about her. Like I was like, oh, she's just, I don't know. I never had seen her anything before. I didn't know who she was. And her family is insane.
So Annie texted me. Annie didn't realize, and maybe a lot of you didn't either. I did know this, but just, I don't know what it was that, I think I probably saw it on Twitter.
Yeah.
But so her grandfather was Elvis Presley.
Which is insane.
Yeah. So Riley Keough's grandfather is Elvis Presley. So when her mother died this past year, Lisa Marie Presley, the entirety of the estate went to Riley, which is crazy. And I guess she was in a big fight with Priscilla Presley about it.
It's just like such a bummer.
Sad. I know.
Hate that.
I just hate stuff like that. It makes me so sad.
But I think in the article, Riley made it seem like they will make amends. I think it just like gets messy.
Yes. I think it's just hard.
And I think Priscilla just wants to,
preserve that legacy.
Of course. And I would totally want the same thing for the love of my life.
Yeah.
But it's not like Riley's like trying to make a buck. Like she's
fine.
But
and it's so something that we both thought was crazy from the article, and I feel like a lot of people don't know this because neither of us knew it, is, so I forgot. I mean, I'm sure I knew it like when I was younger, but Lisa Marie Presley, who is Riley Keough's mom, was married to Michael Jackson.
Which is insane.
So Riley Keough spent like a good portion of her childhood growing up at Neverland.
So she has lived in both Graceland and Neverland.
Which is crazy.
Like the two most iconic places in America, I would say.
But with such historic, but like tragic historic backgrounds. Like it's crazy.
It's insane. And her just being like, yeah, like I remember Michael and then like her mom married Nicolas Cage.
Yes.
It's just like,
and she was like, yeah, I'd be open to like to doing a movie with Nick Cage. I'd love to do a movie with him.
He's so talented.
She said something. She was like, I mean, my mom married a lot of people, but like he wasn't a memorable stepdad to me. But like she was wicked nice about it. She was like, yeah, I'd work with him.
And I love that because they interviewed some of her best friends, and her best friends include Dakota Johnson, Zoe Kravitz, and Kristen Stewart. And like her and Zoe Kravitz, their moms were breastfeeding their children at the same time. Like it's just so crazy.
It was a crazy, crazy
but
article.
she really does not give like Nepo baby to me.
No, not at all. No. You would have never known that she was a Nepo baby, like, unless you knew.
I think she lives like the most low key.
Yeah.
I don't want to say like humble life, but like she
but that's
does.
what I think that was one of the adjectives that her friends like used to describe her. Was like humble and like adventurous, I think was.
But it was crazy because you can kind of see how she could play Daisy Jones so well because she's pulling from like the
real
Elvises, the percent. Like it's so crazy.
It really was. The whole
So
article. I'm
crazy.
so glad that you texted me because I would have never saw
I
it.
love her.
But it was really, really fascinating.
She's unbelievable. I can't wait to see her in more things.
Yeah.
I think she's such a good actress. I think that role was just perfect. It was literally made for her.
I agree. I hope she wins an Emmy for it because it was the show was
so good.
I mean,
The
Sam
book
Claflin
is-
sucked, but she was so
The book
good.
is so much better.
The
But
book is so much better.
I know we don't have this, but I just need to ask you really quick. Have you watched The Summer I Turned Pretty?
Honestly, I haven't started watching this season yet because I wanted to watch it all at once.
It's like so different from the book.
Really?
Yeah, and I don't know why they did that.
See, I hate that because I
know.
read all 3 of the books last summer in preparation for when the first season came out.
Yeah.
And the second book.
We'll always have summer.
Oh,
No.
yeah.
Is
I
that
think-
the third?
No, I think that's the third. It's not Summer Without You.
Yeah,
Is the second one?
second one, because that's after What's Her Name dies.
Yes. Yeah. So it's like, but it's just different. The book is so different.
Yeah.
And you know what I was thinking? Did you ever? This was like a cultural reset. I feel like when we were kids.
Yeah.
My Sister's Keeper.
Oh my God, I can't talk about that.
No,
I literally can't talk about it.
I can't talk about it. And I, for some reason, all over my TikTok keeps coming up clips of My Sister's Keeper.
No, you said it. Now it's going to come up on mine. And I'm going to
It is. And,
ball my eyes out
I'm
again.
sorry about that. But I always think it's so crazy. And I read an article not that long ago, or actually, you know what it was? I think I saw a TikTok of Jodi Picoult, but actually it's apparently pronounced Pico, which I never knew. Jodi Picoult, but she'll always be that to me.
Sure.
Said that so if you don't know, My Sister's Keeper, very tragic book by Jodi Picoult. It was like a cultural phenomenon when
So
we
good.
were either in 8th grade or freshman in high school, like one of the two.
Cameron Diaz's best acting. Best acting.
One of her best. And you
Oh
know
my
who
God.
else too? Alec Baldwin. Some of his best work.
I agree.
Not a big Alec Baldwin fan.
No.
But that is some of his best work.
It's very, very true.
So true. And so if you don't know, in the book, and this is not a spoiler because it's a bazillion years old now. So if you
100%.
have beef with me spoiling this, I'm sorry.
No beef.
Don't start with me. So in the book version, the daughter like wins the court case.
Yep.
And then she like dies in a tragic car accident, and the sister gets the kidney and the sister lives. And it's crazy. And you never saw her coming and whatever. And then in the movie version, they changed it and the daughter wins the court case, but the sister dies.
Yeah.
And it's like, girl.
It's like you try to make her feel bad. Like,
And Jodi Picoult went on Instagram and she was like, I begged the producers, the directors, everybody, the writers, I begged them not to change it. And they changed it anyways.
I don't understand that.
One of the biggest travesties in history. They should have just kept it the same.
It's made that way for a reason.
Totally. And you know what? I need to get back into Jodi Picoult books because they were such a cultural reset
I
when we
don't
were
think
younger.
I've read anything else by her.
Really?
Besides that.
Oh my God. Some of them, like, I swear to God, it's why I have anxiety as an adult because
Yeah.
they were like really intense and I was way too young to be reading them.
That's a heavy book.
Oh my God. Yeah.
It's a
That
heavy
19
book.
Minutes is another really popular one by hers. That's the one about the school shooting.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, yeah. No, and that's why, like, I swear to God, that's why I'm like, I think I tweeted about this not that long ago. I was like, there's a long list of things that like made me who I am today. And I think one of them was reading like all those Jodi Picoult books when I was so young. Like there's one about a girl who's like Amish and has a baby and they like try to convince the world that she was like divine intervention. But
Oh
she,
my God.
oh my God, yeah, no, her books are crazy.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say, honestly, a bunch of them are on Kindle Unlimited. You should like check one out.
I absolutely will.
Because you would like them, honestly.
I was reading Tuesdays with Maury and The Five People You Meet in Heaven just like over and over again. Like I just wanted Mitch Albom to like
I know.
be around me all the time and just tell me stories.
Those are good ones.
Love. That was my favorite book.
That's, you know what? That sounds very accurate to you.
I think Tuesdays with Maury might still be my favorite book.
That's a really that's like
so
a life-changing book when the first time you read it.
Yeah. And that's just how I am.
That's so true.
That's who I am as a person.
Another thing that I said like is one of the reasons that it is the way that I am.
Yeah.
I am the way that I am is there was this musical and only a select amount of people will know what I'm talking about this. There was this musical and it was called Spring Awakening.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say that.
And it was, I saw it.
That's Leah Michelle, right?
Leah Michelle, yeah.
They
That's
like
where
made that.
Leah Michelle and Jonathan Groff, like that's where they got their start.
Oh my God, Jonathan Groff.
Was in this musical Spring Awakening. And it was like, you know, at the time there was all kinds of parents, like before any of those parent groups were a thing,
Right.
They were like, this musical is raunchy and horrible and awful and whatever. And like,
Because they're like teenagers having sex and stuff, right?
And there's like, but it takes place like in like a really long time ago. I don't know. Long time ago.
You're like 2010.
I don't know how to describe it. It's like, I don't know what you would call this era, but it's
Okay.
like Huckleberry Finn times, I guess. I don't know. That's what it reminds me of at least. I don't know.
I'm dying.
Anyways, and in it, they like want like a girl, like there's like a sexual assault scene. It's like very graphic, whatever. And like I was like 12 or like 11 seeing that front row and my like, and I don't blame, like it's not like I'm blaming my parents for it, but it was like everybody was going to see it. And I was a theater kid and I was like, my friends are going to see this show. And they're like, okay, it's fine.
Sure, go ahead.
And that's another reason that I am the way that I am.
And that makes sense. Things are starting to add up.
That, and I have one more. I have one more thing that makes me the way that I am that I have to share with the group.
Do tell.
This might be one that you don't know. So picture it. Me, ninth grade.
I'm here. I'm
freshman
there with
year.
you.
November of freshman year, I had just gotten my braces off. I had just won. I was class president. And
Daddy.
yeah, I was doing it all. I had the world by the balls. It was my mom's birthday. Picture it. And I had one of those big ass Vera Bradley bags that everybody had at the time, like huge ass Vera Bradley bag. And because you couldn't carry a backpack at my school, you could just carry a bag.
Really?
Yeah. No backpack, just a bag.
God.
And only girls.
Prison.
Only girls, no boys. Boys couldn't carry a bag.
What?
Sexist. Anyways, so
What?
so I have my giant bag and it's sitting next to this kid. It's in homeroom. And he sits next to me in homeroom, whatever. And he's like, do you have a snack? And I'm like, no. And he's going through my bag. And I say, hey, don't touch my stuff. And he says, suck my dick. And I say, why don't you go fuck yourself, you fucking loser? You're a fucking loser. Go fuck yourself. Like, I just absolutely popped off. And my homeroom teacher obviously did not hear what he said to me, but heard what I said to this kid. So I go to my next class, minding my own business, whatever. And all of a sudden, I see the dean in the doorway. And he looks at me and he goes like this.
Oh.
With the one finger pulling me into the hallway. And I'm like, oh, fuck me. It's my mom's birthday. My mom's going to beat my ass. It was so bad. So they call me down to the office, whatever. And the scary dean, she was a woman, calls my mom. And she's like, okay, can I talk to her for a second? And my mom gets on the phone with me. She's like silent for like 3 seconds. And she's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Are you some kind of fucking idiot? Like, absolutely popped off. And I was
Your
like, Mom.
dean's like, apple doesn't fall far
No,
from the
literally.
tree.
I was like, mom. And she was like, what? And I was like, can you just come get me, please? Like, I got suspended for the, that's
You're
what
kidding.
Yeah, I got suspended for the day. And
Oh my God, they need to grow up.
and so she's like, my mom's like, I'm not coming to get you. You can sit there all day for all I care. I'm not leaving my job because you're an idiot. And I was like, fair. Okay. So I'm sitting in like a school conference room all day, minding my own business, whatever. And finally at like 2:30, my mom comes and picks me up and I get in the car and she's like, what do you have to say for yourself? Like flipping out. And finally I get a chance to tell her, I'm like, he told me to suck his dick. He was going through my purse, like whatever. And like all of a sudden her head like whips around and she was like, what? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, oh no. Like then like the tune changed. She was like, absolutely not. He got in trouble. You got in trouble and he didn't, whatever. Then we go home to my dad and my mom's telling my dad the story. And my dad, like something you have to understand is like my dad is my biggest defender.
No,
like,
100%. If I was in trouble, I'd call him. I'd be like, I need you.
100%.
I need you to bury the body.
And he's like, I'm going to call I'm gonna call the district attorney. Like he's like, I'm calling my lawyer. Like, and we are
like, get the I team on.
Like, dear reader, you have to understand, we are not a let me call my lawyer kind of family. My father was an electrician. My mother was a nurse. Like, that is not who we were. It was not and you know what? It was not a let me call my lawyer situation.
No, sure wasn't. But in the moment, he did what he needed to do.
In the moment. So he gets in there the next day, and this is when, because you have to go in and do like a suspension hearing, whatever.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
this
it was
is
crazy.
insane.
It was so hardcore. So they're in the suspension hearing. And this is when bullying was like just becoming the hot buzzword.
Yes.
And my dad just started peppering and he's like, well, you know, bullying. And if I went to, you know, if I went to these people and I talked about bullying and if I brought my lawyer in and all this stuff, and I was like, Dad, like, you savage. I couldn't believe it.
Oh.
So anyways, they brought
God.
the kid down and they like gave him a talking to. Like nothing happened to him, obviously. Injustice. And
it would in Barbie. He would be in trouble in
so
Barbie.
True. And that's why I am radicalized the way that I am, because he didn't get in trouble for telling me to suck his dick, but I got in trouble for calling him a fucking loser. And
I can't believe you got suspended and had a whole ass hearing.
yeah, and you know what's crazy about suspensions at the school that I went to is if I got suspended for one whole day, right? And I missed 4 classes. Every class that I missed, you get 2 points taken off your final grade in that class. So if you got a 91, you would get an 89 in the class for the term.
Oh my God.
Yeah, for the whole term.
Okay.
So it was crazy. So that's why my parents were so pissed, because it was like, she's going to miss, she's going to miss math. She's going to miss Spanish. So now she's getting 2 points deducted off of all of
that's insane.
It was crazy. I don't think they do that anymore because
they shouldn't. That's insane.
Because if you got suspended, like people, when they would get suspended, if they got in trouble for drinking, that's 5 days. That's 10 points off your average right there.
Also, you shouldn't get suspended for drinking if it's not on school grounds. I'm sorry. That's literally so dumb.
You know?
So dumb.
So that's the thing that radicalized me to be the way that I am. And my dad, actually, if any of you ever meet my dad, you ever run into my dad to this day, I am a 28-year-old woman, keeps the suspension slip.
I love him.
In his wallet. And if you ever ask him, he will say, I have it right here. And actually, in my dad's speech at my wedding, he actually brought that up.
He did?
Yeah, he actually brought it up. And he said the name of the dean in the speech, and he was like, that bitch. Like, it was really kind of crazy.
I love him.
It was wicked funny. But yeah, so if you ever run into my dad.
That's such a good story.
Next time you see my dad, you'll have to ask him, because
absolutely will.
He loves whipping that thing out of his wallet.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, this suspension slip? I'm like,
that
please.
is insane.
Yeah. It's a crazy story.
Fuck that kid.
See, and that's what made me the way that I am today. If you're ever wondering why I'm radicalized to the point that I am,
it's that kid's fault.
It's because of that story right there.
Wow, that's a formative moment.
Oh, totally. It made me the way that I am today.
Of course.
Yeah.
But that's a good thing.
And I just felt bad because it was my mom's birthday, and then we went to the 99 for dinner as a family. And
that sounds like the best day ever.
Yeah. Then like nobody was mad at me then. Everybody was kind of like, we were kind of.
You got to tell someone to fuck off and you got gold fever wings?
So true.
Next question.
Right. It was amazing. And the sinful, what was it? The Sunday?
Oh my God.
Great thing. This is just a 99 podcast.
No, it really is.
We talk about the 99 every
single week, as we should.
Oh my God. All right. On to some sad news. We have some sad news to talk about. And this like really shook both of us to our core.
No.
Is that Angus Cloud died.
I know.
Like, and you were the first person that I texted because I was so upset.
It made me like physically sick to my stomach. Our friend Peyton texted me because she's a huge Euphoria fan. And she was like, oh my fucking God. She got like a news alert on her phone. And I was like, no, that can't be true. And then like his poor mother,
oh my God,
she just lost
sad.
her husband the week before and now loses her son. And it's just like, the whole thing is so heart-wrenching.
And everybody has said like he was such a light. Like he was such a light in everybody's lives. Maud Apatow wrote the sweetest tribute to him. It just was making.
You remind me of Maud. You're a Maud.
That's the nicest thing anybody's
You're such a Maud girl.
I wish my name was Maud. That's kind of
such a good name.
That's a sick name.
That's a sick
Maud and her
name.
sister's name is Iris.
I know. And their mom is Leslie Mann. Are you kidding me?
And their dad,
that's my dream
and
family.
their dad is Judd Apatow.
I know.
Like, oh my God.
Dream
But very,
family.
very sad about Angus. I was really sad to hear that.
And I like Euphoria started, or I don't know if it was HBO's decision or Euphoria's decision, but they started putting a picture of Angus at the beginning of every single episode, and they said like in memory of Angus.
That's really sweet.
Which is great because
good.
I never want. He was he was like the bloodline of that show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think just to never forget somebody that was like that important to a program.
And he was just like
So young. So young.
And he seemed so sweet. Like every interview you saw with him.
It's like very Mac Miller-ish to me.
You're so right.
Ugh, that still makes me sick to my stomach.
I know, you're right.
When I came home from a high school reunion, I watched Mac Miller's Tiny Desk just to get some tears out.
Wow. Well, it was on my time hop the other day. The Mac Miller concert was like not that long ago.
That was the best day of my life.
Were you there, Justin?
I was there.
Nice.
Dude, everyone was there.
Everybody and their mother was there. I came home from the vineyard for it. I was like, Mom, I have to come home. And she was like, Abby, we're literally on Martha's Vineyard, like enjoying a beautiful family vacation. And I was like, if I am not there, I will be the biggest fucking loser of all time. And I was right. Anybody that's not there, like if you ever hear of somebody who wasn't there, you're like missed a good one.
Loser.
it's so, if you know, you know. You had to have been there.
It was that day is a fever dream.
It really is. That nothing else has ever.
No, nothing, and nothing will ever compare to it. Nothing.
What was in the water? Like, why did they think that was a good idea? Just doing a massive free concert like that?
We were like 16 too, weren't we?
No, we were younger than that. Were we
Justin?
freshmen?
Are you guys a year younger than me?
Yeah.
So I was, I think, either a sophomore.
Yeah, I think we were freshmen.
I think we were either I think we were going into freshman year, maybe, or maybe going into sophomore year. You're right.
Yeah.
Wow. Yes, you're right, because it was the same summer as my Sweet 16. No, wait, my Sweet 16 was going into junior year. Never mind. Whatever. It doesn't matter.
But still, an iconic day.
That was an iconic day.
It truly was.
And speaking of Mac Miller, Ariana Grande has found herself in some hot water.
It's bad.
It's really bad.
I'm not excusing her behavior by any means, but the Twitter memes that come out of this shit
funny.
are
They're so funny.
So funny.
And you know what? Like, I don't like to talk about people's appearances.
No.
He is not somebody that I would end my marriage for.
No. But you know what? She really doesn't seem to be a looks person anyways.
Yeah, that's so true.
I think she's a big personality gal. And he's in Wicked, right? He's in it with her.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. So I feel like I know that this has happened time and time again where you've seen love stories come from sets, but it's like, of course it happens that way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're together all of the time. Mm-hmm. You're spending intimate moments with one another. You're filming intimate scenes. Like,
it's a classic showmance.
I mean, shit.
You know what though? Now I'm even more convinced that we are never going to see this fucking movie. I'm convinced it's never coming out. With the writer's strike,
I know,
with
SAG
all of this
strike.
Shit, with the SAG strike, we're never seeing this fucking movie.
I know. But she put it on Instagram the other day that there was like something about the music in the movie, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'd be interested to see that.
But yeah, not great for Miss Ari.
No.
Not great.
And another diva also finding herself in some hot water is one Miss Lizzo.
This one really caught me off guard.
Me too.
I guess I still am. I don't know. I have to see how it all kind of flushes out, but I do believe when there's smoke, there's fire. Mm-hmm. And I was such a Lizzo fan. I was lucky enough to have the opportunity to interview her when I was working at the radio station with my coworkers. And she was just like so cool. And I feel like when you have a platform that you use to promote body positivity and uplifting other women, like that's been her message since the jump. And you find out, it's kind of like when you found out Ellen DeGeneres was a bad
piece
person.
of shit. Yeah.
Yes. It like reminds me of that. Like it's such a facade, and there's nothing I hate more than like
a phony like that.
Like just such cowardly behavior.
Yeah.
Like it's just so fraudulent, and I hate that shit more than like. You don't have to be this spokesperson for everyone.
No,
you don't.
You don't have to be that.
But like you can't.
But be authentic.
Exactly. And it just is disgusting. Like if the things that the dancers are saying are true, she's not going to come back. I mean, no. I shouldn't say that because Chris Brown beat the shit out of Rihanna and abused Karrueche, and he's still selling out stadiums. So
that's so true.
I mean, I think everybody bounces back in different ways, but I think that if this is true, I think that she got famous so fast.
Yeah.
And I think that she just felt like she could wield this power over people. And I think she probably has been bullied her entire life for being bigger.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she was finally like, oh, well, I can make other people feel small, like how I felt small, like subconsciously.
Yeah.
But I'm like,
maybe even without even realizing that that's
Right.
what she was doing.
But
No, I think
like-
you're totally right.
But, you know, there's like rumors that she would have these dance auditions for like 8 hours and like not let the women pee. And they were like wetting them.
God.
Like, it's just, I don't know. It's like not good.
Yeah, that's a little messy
Everything's
for me.
gross. And like the stuff in the strip club. Like,
Yeah,
it's just
it's just
gross.
bad.
It's gross.
And another diva also facing some backlash right now, but I actually kind of support it, is Cardi B throwing the microphone at the fan.
Love it.
Did you see it? It was so funny.
Keep throwing them.
No, toss it.
So, and people are like, well, she asked them to throw water on her. So you can see there's like, she's like, it's so hot up here, like splash water as she's like twerking.
Yeah.
Like splash water on my ass, whatever. And I think the girl that she got mad at that she threw the mic, I think she threw like an actual
a full cup. Yeah.
and like a vodka or something
Yeah.
because it gets in Cardi's eye and you can kind of see her be like, what
Yeah.
the fuck?
And then she just immediately like boots the fucking
But like,
microphone.
I don't know why anyone's surprised. That's been Cardi's behavior. Again, that's been her since the beginning.
She's never going to change.
Since the beginning.
Right.
Does no one remember her and Nicki Minaj throwing shoes at each other?
Oh my God, I totally forgot about that.
That was the best. The
I
best.
actually,
love
it makes
Cardi.
me sad that they still have beef.
I know. I like doubt they really. I mean, Nicki's like
I know.
so different now. She used to be
is.
like so cool.
Now
and
she's like-
just like, ugh.
Not that I'm like not whatever. Like I'm not a Barb, but like I was like back in the day I did enjoy.
Oh my God, 100%. I have a really not nice thing to say.
Okay.
Ice Spice is a bad rapper.
Yeah, I don't
she
really.
is bad.
She's not. I only know that one song.
And she's not good. Like, I don't know what's happening.
No, I think the people that were promoting her
Yeah.
wanted her to be so good, and like were kind of pushing her to be like, hey, she's the next big thing. And it was like, yeah, I don't know about
She's
that.
like bad.
She's a very sweet person, and
Yeah,
I
I think-
like her, but her music's not for me.
Not very good.
It wasn't meant for me.
No, yeah, you're right. It's just not made for me.
Yeah. We'll leave it at that.
It's just not good. It's just not good. Every time I hear it on the radio, I'm like, I don't get it.
Yeah, no.
It's not it. It's just not it.
It's just not. It's not it. All right. So now on to, let's talk about, some Bachelor tea.
Yes.
Caitlin Bristow and Jason, what's his face, broke up. Jason Tartick, yes. Have broken up.
Yep.
And now she's taken a step back from social media.
Which she should.
I didn't watch this season, but she's always seemed a little unhinged to me. She's on a podcast, right?
She has her own. It's called Off the Vine.
Off the Vine,
I've listened
yes.
to it when like Gabby. Oh my God, Gabby. We can talk
Yes.
about
Oh,
Gabby
yeah, yeah.
too. I love Gabby so much. I didn't watch Caitlin's season, so that was like before I got into the whole thing. But I loved, like, I really liked when her and Tayshia were the hosts for Katie.
Yes, I agree with you. I liked her then too.
She did such a good job. She did a great job hosting the After the Final Rose. Like, I think she's talented. I think she was so good in Dancing with the Stars, obviously. But I think she just like loves fame.
Yeah.
And like,
I don't think she loves Jason. I think she loves fame.
I think she loves fame. And I think so many of these Bachelor people that are like quote unquote famous, they know their lane.
Yeah.
They know they're not like A-list stars. And I
Right.
think in her head, she's like, I need to be
A-list.
A-list.
And it's like, it's never going to happen for you.
No, and I think she's someone that, like, I mean, I definitely couldn't. I couldn't handle people commenting on my Instagrams and saying mean shit all the time. I absolutely couldn't do that. And I don't know how anybody does. But like, it seems like she just feeds into it and like can't shut it off.
No.
And that's just such a bummer. And I feel like Jason has like a finance job. You know what I mean?
He's just a regular boy.
I feel like he's just like, yeah, I'm gonna.
and I feel like she doesn't like that.
no. I know. It bums
He
me.
seems much more broken by this than she does.
It bums me out, and I never want to, like, it's not her fault. It's not anybody's fault. I feel like she kind of lost her way a little bit.
yeah, I totally agree with
Like,
you.
I feel like that happens, like fame or what
Yeah.
this influencer lifestyle like sweeps people up,
Yeah,
and you
it
just
does.
like forget who the fuck you are.
Yeah. And that's what, in a similar fashion, we were going to talk about Jeremy Allen White and his wife broke up, who he was with forever.
And they have a baby.
I know. And now that she's outspotted making out with women on the streets
I know,
with
and
his 12-pack abs.
Someone tweeted, they were like, This has to be staged because every time Jeremy Allen White leaves the house, he's like shirtless, jogging, looking so hot. And now he's just like kissing a random woman.
Yeah.
But it's like, who really kisses on the sidewalk? Like,
No.
what are we doing?
Nobody.
Would
only
you kiss
time
your
I
husband
don't-
on the sidewalk?
No. The
Ew.
only I was hesitant to even kiss him at my wedding in front of my parents.
I remember talking to you before that, and I was like, you can't.
I told my mom she had to close her eyes.
Yeah, that's literally so
like, don't
uncomfortable.
look.
That makes me so uncomfortable.
No, we should have. That's one of my biggest regrets. We should have practiced the kiss more because I didn't know what to do with my arms.
I
was
thought
like,
you guys looked great.
Oh, thanks. Okay, you didn't notice. That makes me feel better.
No, nobody notices that shit.
No, the only
you.
thing that people noticed was the fucking music at the start of the ceremony.
No,
it was so bad.
I was
It was-
crying, laughing. I couldn't stop. And I was like, oh my God, I need to get it together. She's
And it was
gonna
like
walk
a
down the aisle.
serious song and everything, and like the guy kept. He
He
was
was go-
great. He was wonderful.
He was so sweet. And
He
he was
was.
just doing his job. But he was
Yep.
like,
And trying to.
he's like, mic check 1, 2, 1.
And I could tell that something was going on because like everybody at the back, like near where the DJ, like near where he was.
No, I was crying.
No, and like even Rob, who like was trying to be so nice, was like, "What the fuck?" And it ended up being fine. Like, but when like my bridesmaids were like walking down the
I
aisle,
know.
and he's like, like trying to figure out the mic.
I was like, I need to stop laughing. She's going to walk down the aisle and think I'm laughing at her.
Oh my god, it was
Oh
like,
my God, it was amazing.
I didn't hear it, but just hearing everybody's accounts
No,
of it,
I was wheezing. Like wheezing.
I'm glad I could provide a little
It was so
entertainment
good.
before.
Oh my God, it was the best wedding.
Oh my god. Anyways,
Wait, why did we start talking about that though?
I don't know. Justin, what happened? How did we get there?
I blacked out. I blacked out when we started talking about the audio guy.
Oh, because I didn't know what to do with my arms
your
when we were
hands.
kissing.
Yes.
And then it was
Jeremy Allen White.
Jeremy Allen.
All roads lead.
Yeah, of
I
course.
finished the bear.
Thank God.
So good.
The Christmas episode, one of the best episodes of TV. And the one after too.
The last episode made me physically ill.
No,
but
I know.
now every time I go to a restaurant, I think about the kitchen and how fucking hectic the kitchen is.
I know.
You know what
But
I
like,
mean?
it must be so, especially in really fancy
Like
ass
fine
restaurants
dining?
like that. Oh my God.
I wonder if, I bet that they went and spent time in fine dining where they
Yeah.
had the lists and
Have you ever
shit
been
like
to
that.
like a fine dining place like that? I feel like I don't know if I have.
I've been to like a Del Frisco's and like
Yeah.
shit like that, but I don't know what that's like.
You know what? I bet the fanciest is probably like the Ocean House in.
Oh, I've been there.
Yeah.
That's
That's pretty fancy.
Yeah, that's pretty fancy. But I'm not a fancy dinner gal.
No, me neither.
It makes me uncomfortable.
Me too.
I don't want to like dress up for dinner. Like sometimes, yeah, but like
Like once a year.
no, I go to Molinari's in my sweatpants. Like we're keeping
I've
it
still never
moving.
been there.
Are you kidding me?
I've only ever gotten takeout from there. And I got it, it was once and it wasn't that good. So I was like, I have to go in because the takeout
You have
wasn't
to go.
good.
You can't get takeout Italian food.
But you know what I got the other day from just around that same area was Top Shelf Cookies. Have you been there?
Was it bomb?
Oh.
I know. Every time we drive
My
by,
God.
I'm like, Dad, we have to go in.
But so every time I drive by, it's never open. But I got them at the farmer's market and they
Oh.
were so, oh my God.
Do you know there's PS over there too?
Yeah.
Home of the bucket.
So there used to be and then it burned down.
no, that was Blasi's.
No, there was a PS over there.
The Blasi's on the corner burned down. I didn't think there was a PS before.
Yeah, there was a PS
really?
right next to there in Adams Village.
No shit.
Literally right there.
I always
Right,
went to the
Justin? I'm
Southie
not
one.
making this up, am I?
Yeah, they used to be.
There used to be a PS there, and then it burned down with the Blasies, and then they like years later rebuilt it. It was closed for like a long time.
Oh, because it was on the other side.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just messing up the spot. Because I was
Yeah.
like, I don't think it was there. Yes, you're right.
Yeah, but it was closed for like a wicked long time, and then they made a new one.
Wow, I've been to PS and a grip.
So weird you say that. I almost went to PS today. I said to my, like I wanted they have a toasted marshmallow flavor,
It's probably so good.
and I was like, I really want a toasted marshmallow iced coffee. I'm gonna have to go there.
When Rob lived in Southie, I would walk my happy ass on down there.
Yeah, that's a good.
It was great because I would be up
coffee's
like
so
4
good.
hours
Yeah,
for
of
everybody
course.
else. And I was like, I'm going to go get a bucket.
My sister's best friend used to always say to me, she'd be like, I said to her one time, I was like, I'm going to go to PS. Do you want a coffee? And she was like, I don't want to get pregnant. I was like, what? She was like, everybody that goes there is like 9 months pregnant and smoking a cigarette. Stop. And now every time I go there, I'll ask my sister, I'm like, do you want anything from PS? And she's like, ugh, I don't want to get pregnant, please. I'm like,
God.
okay.
I
All right.
love that. I love that.
All right, our final 2 pieces of news. One thing I
Yes.
wanted to mention just for like the Gen Z audience is that Cody Ko and Kelsey Kreppel. If you don't know who they
know.
are,
I don't know who those
look them
people
up.
are.
Annie doesn't know, but
I'm sad.
Cody Ko is like, he used to be a Viner and now he's a YouTuber.
I know. And I was like a big Vine girl.
Yes. And he's married to Kelsey Kreppel. She is one of the nicest. She was a kindergarten teacher or a preschool teacher for like a wicked long time.
Who is she now?
Now
like an
she's
influencer?
just again like an influencer, but like still works with kids and stuff. Like was like, I want to keep my regular life. But he blew up. He has like millions and millions of followers and subscribers and whatever. And she just wanted to kind of stay a regular girl. But I listened to Brooke and Connor make a podcast, which I think it's like the funniest podcast
Connor
ever.
Wood.
Connor Wood and Brooke Averick, who's
she
Lady
annoys
Efron.
me.
Really?
I know.
Oh my God, I think she's really funny.
I know.
But they had their like podcast is owned, like the studio that produces it is owned by Cody Ko.
Oh, okay.
So they've had Cody Ko and Kelsey Kreppel on the podcast before. And Kelsey just seems like the sweetest,
oh my God, I love that
most
so much.
genuine person. But so anyways, the news is that they announced that they're having a baby and I'm so happy for them because they just seem like such nice people.
Love that.
I'm like, oh my God, it made me so happy hearing.
I'm very happy for them.
Yeah, I'm happy for them. If you don't know who they are, definitely look them up because his podcast is apparently funny. I don't listen to it. I just listen to Brooke and Connor, but apparently it's good. And then our final piece of news, and this has just been kind of recent news, is that apparently Rachel is not joining VPR
I talked about
for this season.
I talked about this with my coworker at lunch today briefly because our friend Julie was in she lives in LA, but they were at SUR and they had to sign waivers because they were filming and Sandoval was there discussing.
Boo, tomato.
But I think that the producers and whatever Bravo must be throwing Raquel money, but like, why would she want to film?
No, I know.
And I don't want to see her, to be honest with you.
I don't care.
I'm like,
It's done.
I'm over it. I don't want her on my screen.
Yeah, but people are saying now, the rumor is that Katie and now that Sandoval's out of the picture, the rumor is that Katie and Schwartz are talking again.
No.
Yes, that's what people are saying. And
Katie.
people are like, at first I was like, this must be baseless. Like, there's no way. But then I'm like, okay, if people saw them out to dinner, you know, like just the two of them when they were in
but
Mexico.
that's kind of normal.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. Like, if people just saw the two of them out to dinner, like nobody would bat an eyelash.
Right.
So what is it that's making people say this?
It. Yeah. Because I feel like they still like hang out.
Right.
You know what I mean? Which like
And
whatever,
maybe
teach their
now,
own.
like not that Sandoval was the reason that they broke up, but like maybe now that Sandoval's out of the picture.
Yeah, but Schwartz lied for such a long time.
No, I'm
like,
not.
I'm just saying for Katie's perspective, like how do you
get back with him?
How do you trust somebody?
No, I totally agree with you.
Simply can't.
And she's been living her best life. Something about her.
I saw like stuff on Twitter that were like, producers are pissed Ariana won't film with Tom. And it's like, obviously.
Right.
Why
like,
the
what do you
fuck
mean,
would she
dude?
want to film with him?
What do you mean? What are you even saying?
Insane.
I know. It's so crazy.
I just watching her continue to do these brand deals and just like every ad she does on Instagram I like. And I'm like, fuck yeah, because I just love that she's making
Get that money, girl.
money hand over fist.
Yeah, as she should.
I did see something weird. I never like looked into it. It was just a headline I saw that Stassi was like, we've all been cheated on. Like, why is this any different?
Oh my God, she's
Stassi,
so annoying.
Shut up.
She's so annoying.
Like, it's
and
okay.
did you see the whole spinoff that they're doing? And she was like, I'd be open to being on it. It's like, Sassy, give it
Move
a rest.
on.
Give
Move
it a
on. You got
rest.
your family.
And I feel the same
Wow.
about Jackson Brittany. I'm like, nobody cares anymore.
No one cares.
Nobody gives a fuck.
Oh, I think he's opening a restaurant though
Really?
in like Studio City or something.
Oh, Jesus.
Chris, eh?
Do you watch Below Deck?
No.
Ugh.
I know.
Crazy episodes this week. And I'm just going to tell you because everybody's talking about it. So it's like not really a spoiler.
Is this not Australia or
Yeah,
something?
Below Deck or Down Under.
I heard girls talking about it at work today.
So basically, there was this wicked, creepy guy. And on the episode that aired like 2 nights ago, the whole cast they were all drinking, boozing, like having fun. This one little girl, not little girl, but one girl got super drunk and they were like, you have to go to bed. And Aisha, who's the chief stew, stepped in and was like, I'm really worried about the way that this guy, his name is Luke, is looking at you. Like, just go to bed. Like,
is he also working on the boat?
Yes.
Okay.
So she was like, he's being like really creepy. Like, I just don't like the vibe here. Like, I don't think you should be like alone with him, whatever. So she was like, okay. The poor drunk girl was like, okay, I just want to go to bed. Like, I'm just tired. Like, I just want to water and to go to bed. So she put her to bed, like, whatever. So they're all hanging out, whatever. Then the power goes out on the boat.
Oh my God.
Just like by chance. And in like the 2 or 3 minutes that the power is out, this guy, Luke, he's wearing a towel, goes into this girl's room while she's sleeping, climbs up into her top bunk,
oh my God, I'm going to be sick.
bare ass naked, and is like trying to climb on top of her. And the producers bust into the room and they're like, whoa, 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 like you can't do that. Like totally break the fourth wall. They're like, get off of, absolutely not. He like slams the door in their faces, it was crazy.
Oh my God.
It was so awful. So then Aisha, who's the chief stew, like after it was all said and done, went upstairs to the captain and was like, and she was crying. She was like, I was sexually assaulted. Like I was in a similar scenario. Like I can't so whatever, long story short, they ended up firing him off the boat, obviously. But he was like, I was so drunk. I didn't even know that I did that. I'm really sorry. Like whatever. And it's like, who knows what could have happened?
Oh my
you
God,
horrible
that is
man.
so
It was so
horrifying.
messed up. It was really, really, I was watching it and it was so sad.
It's like no matter the amount of alcohol you have, that doesn't give you an excuse to abuse people.
Oh my God. It was so
weird.
crazy. I'm going to send you a clip of it because it was so sad.
Oh, that makes me.
And the poor girl, she was so upset. She had no idea what happened. She woke up the next morning and she was like, why do I have like a creepy feeling that something bad happened? It was really sad.
Oh my God,
crazy.
that's heart-wrenching.
But literally now everybody's like, Aisha, like you were amazing. Because she went right to the captain. She was like, we're not fucking doing this. Like,
No, that's
way.
disgusting.
And the captain was like, absolutely not. He was like, I will not tolerate a culture like this on my yacht. Like,
Oh my
absolutely not.
God.
It was so good. It was crazy.
I love her. I love that she stood up for
I know.
that
She
poor
was.
girl.
I just saw her tweet today, and it was like they're gonna get the biggest standing ovation at BravoCon.
Yeah, as they should.
Yeah, it's
That's
crazy.
iconic. I watched the season premiere of Jersey Shore Family Vacation.
Oh, was it
I
good?
needed to see Sammy. It was good. She was in 2 seconds of the episode.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for this season though, because I just want to see them all interact with each other.
I know.
I don't think Sammy and Ronnie will film together. I bet they have. She probably has some
Some sort of
legality
clause
thing.
or whatever.
But it's great to see her on TV
Yeah.
again. I
Good
gotta
for her.
say, I fucking love that bitch.
Hey man, get the money
Get them in
while you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to watch that. We'll have to debrief.
Yes.
Perf.
They're just all so frozen.
I know. You can't hear
It's
I know.
It's crazy.
It is. It's giving Jennifer Coolidge in
Very much so.
in
And why can't I think of the movie?
A Cinderella Story.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Um,
You're not very pretty and you're not very bright.
that's such an iconic movie. I haven't seen it. I'll have to watch that. I just watched She's the Man the other day. That was a great
I
flick.
fucking love that movie.
Such a good movie.
Why is it so good?
I don't know.
Last thing I'll say. Adam Devine tweeted the other day. Well, Variety posted
I
this
saw
headline.
this. Yeah.
And it was Adam Devine blames Marvel, blah, blah, blah. It was something stupid. And he was like, I love Marvel. I'm saying that studios are scared to make mid-budget movies now. And I'm like, that's so true. We haven't had the renaissance of rom-coms when we were growing up were the fucking best.
Incredible.
And it's
And some of them are slept on too.
100%. Failure to Launch. Why is that not talked about more?
That's an iconic flick.
It's so good. And it's why are studios afraid to make movies like that? Not everything has to be, not that I don't think Oppenheimer is a great movie.
Yeah.
I'm sure it is.
But
I haven't
everything
seen it.
doesn't have to be Oppenheimer, Barbie, Don't Worry, Darling. It doesn't all have to be all these crazy
deep,
ass fucking movies.
serious,
Yeah.
moody,
I agree with you.
crazy cast.
Christopher Nolan, this, that.
I want middle of the road actors and actresses in my rom-coms.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I totally agree with you. But
I
now
want-
everything's direct to streaming.
No, and I want some corny ass shit. That's what I
All
want.
the good rom-coms are direct to streaming. And all the good rom-coms, they're like, oh, we can profit off this. We're going to make it a show instead.
I know.
Like
Always-
my girl, Devi Vishwa Kumar and Never Have I Ever.
Okay, I was literally the
You
other day.
have
I
to
was
watch
like,
it.
okay,
It's so
never
good.
have I ever.
You
Okay,
would love
okay,
it.
okay.
Justin, you should watch it too. It's really good.
Never have I ever.
Never Have I Ever. It's wicked funny. This poor girl, she's so unhinged. It's honestly like rom-com in a Summer I Turned Pretty way, but a million times funnier.
Yeah. It's
And-
Mindy Kaling, right? She wrote the show.
I think so. And she, like Devi Vishwa Kumar, is so much more self-aware. Like Belly Conklin has no self-awareness.
Zero.
She's just moody and sad, and I would love Conrad. And but Devi Vishwa Kumar knows that she's messy and just embraces it. Oh my god, it's so fucking
Okay,
funny.
I need to watch it.
You have to watch it.
Need to.
Okay, well that's all.
Yeah, this was so fun.
This was
I
such
really
a good
needed
catch
this
up.
today.
Yeah, this was fun. We had a good time.
And I'm sorry we won't be here next week.
We won't be here next week. I'll
2
see if I
weeks.
can find a co-star. If I can't, then we'll be back in 2 weeks.
Yeah, it'll be no big deal.
It's summer vacation. Everybody just go out and enjoy yourselves. And you know what? This was a long episode, so split it in half.
Yeah.
Pause it halfway through. You have to finish it later.
You probably want to.
You probably want to, yeah. All right, well, that's all. We will see you guys in 2 weeks. Don't forget to subscribe. We're actually racking up the likes and subscribes on
Love
YouTube.
that.
So don't forget to subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. I just saw the Chicks and the Office Girls, when they got to 150,000 subscribers, they bleached their producer's hair. And maybe Justin will let us do something similar.
Yeah, 150,000.
We have 39 right now. He's yeah, 150K,
He's like,
I'll do
okay.
it. So don't forget to like and subscribe because Justin just said 150K and he'll let us bleach his hair.
No
So
big deal.
That's binding.
I think that's binding right there. So follow us on Instagram at just happy to be here, at Annie_Dow, at Hedge Better. Thanks to Hedge Quarters for hosting us as always. And we will see you guys next time.
Bye-bye.
Listen, my girl, she stays online shopping. She likes trousers, pantsuits, things to cover her legs. You know what I'm saying? And I said, listen, girl, you gotta stop all that. My shorty wear jeans, that's dungarees, say denim, say denim. She wear jeans, that's dungarees, I say denim, that's denim. She walk into that Target, them hips make me lethargic. Got a dump truck, let's park it. And them jeans, girl, they the hardest, that's jeans. She wear dungarees, she say denim, denim. She wear jeans, that's dungarees, she say denim. Listen, she in Old Navy, ass wavy, shit making me go crazy. Say, hey girl, come flirt with me. That ass make me get surgery. She wear jeans, that's dungarees. She wear denim.